My videos have been just stopping unexpectedly, but I came down a trail. I followed, there's a branch break up here, and you can hear the highway from here. But that really don't matter in Minnesota for Sasquatch by all means. Their sign is right off the roads or deeper in. They don't care. They got cover anywhere they go. But there's some brown doe leaf hangs, and one branch is stuffed up in this stuff that I don't think would have got there unless it was placed. And then I keep following and I end up at this, so that's a real good sign. I like how the sun, look at that. It happened to me yesterday too, where I happened to hit it right when the sun's at it. So you got the X, and then you got one leaned in here that comes to the top of that X. Anyways, I was saying in my last video, a guy I know actually had not like a Class A sighting, but a sighting to where, he could see the dark figure, but it did a real long whoop call and a whack on a tree, and then he could see it. They could see it going through. It's him and his dad, and that's this area right here. So my goal this winter is to try to figure out, where does Sasquatch go, so that's what I've been researching. The reason I'm in here is because the sighting they had was this time of year. Oh, I've seen this before, it's 3 bends. 3 bends within each other. Perfectly within each other. It's kind of hard to see through all this brush, so you got the big one here. And then it comes to, let's see if I can zoom in on this. And it comes to that second one, and then the smallest one. I see that, this is 3rd or 4th time I've seen that. Now, it's just drastically barricaded here. There's a couple hung there. So I like to look to see which way they point, when they hang them. One's here and kind of points that direction. This one points that way. So, and here's the thing, if you come here, the trail does start going that way. It's like a game trail slash, probably Sasquatch trail. perch symbol. It's got a branch hanging in the top of it. It's gonna be a little difficult getting through here. This one, this pine tree here, the bark has been really disturbed on. So, let's see. There's a beautiful bend back in here. You know, if anybody has this moss where they're researching, it does collect hair really well. If you see a spot where something was sitting or laying or... Drop my hat. There's that bend right there. Two bends. And once again, it's in, you know, if you go flush with it, it's right in the sun. Oh, there's a beautiful perch symbol right up here. So either they're perching, wow, and there's a perfect dead center bend that points up there too. So there'll be perches one way or the other, or both ways of it, right there. So I'll zoom in on it and show you guys. So they say call it the two-stick teepee or two-tree teepee perch symbol. This bend actually, if I was flush with it, that bend actually goes dead center of it, and then goes and points that direction. This is trying to figure out where this came from. That's pretty weird. Huh. I'm not sure where these came from. I don't see anywhere where they broke off up top there. There's two here. The perch symbol. There's another perch symbol. Wow. You know, if these were broke off and drug here, they're heavy. Look for hair. Oh yeah, there you go, guys. There I got, oh, it's frozen. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's real thick, dark hair. All the sightings I've had has been this color, Sasquatch, so that's pretty neat. It's not deer. Deer ain't that color. Oh, there's another one. Wow. Now I found this hair before. Let's see if I can get this on camera. It's real thick and black. And I know I have no tweezers, and you don't contaminate it, but I find this stuff a lot. So if I ever decide to send it in, I ain't gonna have any issues finding it. Why I looked here, you got the moss. You know, of course they'd like to lean against something or sit somewhere. This is exactly where I would have thought they would have sat. You know, it's blinded off with these. Those are leaned over. You got the perch symbols. Two of them. So I would have figured it looks like a spot. Definitely looks to me like a spot one would have sat. So I looked in the moss, and this is what I find, you know. I know it ain't showing up real good. It's thick and black. They say bear hair is like a, yeah, put it up to the light and it's hollower. You know, kind of see-through. But, you know, this is not like that at all. I found this type longer, thick and black in a perch. Not too far from the town I live in, the other way actually. Well, yeah, all over here. There's one. Brought in. Those two are pretty sure are brought in. Here's one. Wow. Yeah. That was broke off the top of that one, but you know, if the wind blew it off, this end should be towards the tree. That's the bigger end. That would have been where it broke. The point's actually towards it. Yeah, it looks like another perch right in there. Yeah, same with this one. That one, that broke off from the top of that tree, but once again, the point's towards the tree. You know, if it would have snapped this direction and would have been falling this direction, the big end here, where it broke, should be towards the tree. Not saying it's not possible, it might have done that, but I don't see that too often, and I see it twice here now. This one I think is brought here. Wow, and they do it so nicely. A lot of times they'll perch right here. This I see in their perches all the time. It's like a totem or something, or perch marker, but they lean it up and in. And then it usually hits and then extends right up the tree. But well, it was actually lodged in the ground, but it is placed there. Where they drug that from, I'm not sure. Set this down a second. It's got a built-in tripod, so that's really cool. It's super easy to set up and sit down. I gotta get my hat on. I want to get another one. I got another phone like this, and I'd love to leave it, set somewhere while I walk around. Here's a rock. This definitely looks placed. Oops. Trying to get my gimbal to work right here. There we go. It's froze, but wow. It's a real symmetrical looking rock. That's pretty neat. That was snapped down at one point. Looks like a perch spot right here. Pretty squared off, possible. Right there. Got some tight little bends there. It's definitely, I like the fact I can see this time of year. I can see the structures easier. I don't like the fact I can't see. It's hard to tell where they're setting and in their perches, Some perches are pretty blatant.